The opinions expressed in the video you're about to watch are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, Christopher Hughes for BoatTEST.com. This is the FZ series. What's new about this is practically everything, especially its engine. This is the SVHO, Super Vortex High Output. We're going to put this through a full test and review and see how she performs. First and foremost, this is the same machine that Yamaha Racing races. Let's get under the seat and take a look at that new engine. Getting to the engine, remove the aft seat, main seat, and we're inside the engine compartment. Now, starting all the way forward, we have the redesigned supercharger. Now this is fed by this main air intake here coming from the air filter box. This engine is 4-stroke, 4-cylinder, supercharged. It also is intercooled, which means they're going to feed cooled air inside the engine.
Yamaha has tuned this engine to produce 20% more power than the old 1.8 liter. They have given it a larger oil cooler, forged pistons for greater strength, and the supercharger contains an 8-vane impeller. There's also a larger intercooler. The 18.5-gallon fuel tank is located just ahead of the engine and under the console, and the oil dipstick is conveniently located on starboard side on the front of the engine. Aft and under the removable storage container is access to a compartment that contains the battery and the sump pump. To port is the large stainless steel muffler, and here's where the engine output shaft connects to the jet pump unit. Let's turn her over and take a closer look.
Now the working end of this vehicle is the hull itself. Here you can see our full-length strakes.
New for the FZ series is this intake grate, which is much larger and has what Yamaha calls a top-loader design to move more water into the jet pump. Aft is the redesigned ride plate, which is longer and a new shape. Then all the way aft is an 85mm jet pump nozzle being fed by the 160mm jet pump unit itself. In a PWC, the hull determines speed, turn control, handling, and ride smoothness. The FZ series has elliptical chines at the bow, full-length strakes running all the way aft, and looking here at the race-inspired sponsons, we can see how this would grab the water and help carve in the turns. With that said, let's get out on the water, put the engine and hull to the test, and see the FZ in action. The FZ series measures in with a length overall of 132.7 inches, a beam of 48.4 inches, and has a fuel capacity of 18.5 gallons. The dry weight for the FZR is 827 pounds, and for the FZS, 831 pounds. We recorded an average top speed of 69.1 miles per hour at 7,300 RPM, while burning 18.6 gallons per hour, which gave us a range of 62 statute miles. I found myself most of the time going just about 35 miles an hour at 4,500 RPM, and at this setting, my fuel burn was 5.9 gallons per hour for an average range of 100 miles calculated with a 10% reserve. Our time from 0 to 30 miles per hour averaged 1.3 seconds, and time to plane is too quick to measure and not really applicable. The handling is excellent and turns at all speeds are controlled. The power of the new SVHO engine makes the FZ series a monster on the water, and the hull keeps the ride smooth, stable, and responsive. The FZR is a 2-person version that comes in metallic black, and the FZS is a 3-person available in metallic flake red.
Forward on the console, 2 large analog gauges, RPMs on one side, speed on the other. Back on the handlebars, throttle. Over on port side, we have our trim control. What this does is adjust the angle of our nozzle, keep our bow up or down. Start, stop button, handlebar. If you want to be up riding, standing, it's telescopic, which is a little better in my opinion than the ones that go up and down on a ratchet. This one has several different height settings that you can set it to. Ergonomics, we're fairly thin in here where we're going to grab our knees. This is going to give us a little more control when we're carving in our turns and also help keep your balance and keep you on board. All the way forward, gas assist, fairly large storage compartment, plenty of room for extra towels, PFDs, food. Fuel cap, starboard side. Looking back, right in front of the driver, another large storage compartment.
There is removable dry storage under the aft seat. The reverse gate control lever is to starboard on the console. The seating is covered in a high-grade vinyl. This surface has a satin finish, and the accent strip has a deep texture to it. The back deck looks pretty cool with the color-matched HydroTurf, and this is the signature Yamaha safety spout. Let's take a moment to talk about the overall looks of the FZ series. Over the last few years, the Yamaha design team has really pushed the looks forward with more interesting lines and working the seats and the dash and the forward hatch to create aggressive-looking machines. That's my test and review of the FZ series from Yamaha Watercraft, a performance PWC with a flawless fit and finish and a powerful new engine. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Christopher Hughes.